Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we are going to figure out what is the greatest tag team of the 2020s in WWE. And this tournament should encompass over 100 tag teams spanning NXT, the main roster, and men's and women's tag teams as well. Here's the thing, I'm just gonna spoil this for you. There are so many tag teams that you forgot were even tag teams in the 2020s. This has not been a great decade for tag team wrestling, let me tell you that. We're gonna determine the winner through a single elimination tournament. We've done these types of videos before and you guys seem to really like them, so here we go. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're gonna fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if the daily wrestling content just simply isn't enough for you, consider coming over to the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap, where you are gonna get so much more extra content that we can never upload here because, well, it would just get blocked due to copyright because we use real footage in the videos over on Patreon. But that's it, I'm done chilling out. Let's get to the video. All right, well, kicking things off, we have the legendary Thunderdome team of the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic, going up against Breezango. Tyler Breeze and Fandango didn't really do a tremendous amount as a tag team in the 2020s. They had a little bit of a rundown in NXT, but the Mysterios, on the other hand, like, they actually did a lot in the 2020s. They were tag team champions. They feuded with Brock Lesnar, feuded with Seth Rollins. So yeah, I guess I'll go with the Mysterios. Kind of crazy to think about them as a tag team, right? The Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, didn't do a tremendous amount in the 2020s. Unfortunately, they were like barely featured at all in the 2020s. Or Logan Paul and The Miz. I mean, like, it's kind of crazy to pick Logan Paul and The Miz, but like Logan Paul and The Miz probably did more in the 2020s than the Good Brothers in WWE, because at least Logan Paul and The Miz got like a WrestleMania match and a program, and they did a whole split up program as well that led to their match at SummerSlam. The Good Brothers, I genuinely think, did nothing in the 2020s in WWE except get fired twice. And so I'm gonna go, I can't believe this, Logan Paul and The Miz. We have the Street the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford versus the legendary duo of R-Truth and Little Jimmy. This is almost unfair, you know, R-Truth and Little Jimmy. Yes, iconic, but mostly iconic for the 2010s. So I feel like they should be disqualified here. But Street Profits actually have had a wonderful 2020s, held multiple sets of tag titles. So we're going to go with the Street Profits. Kevin Owens and Seth frickin' Rollins, dude, I barely remember them as a tag team, or Doudrop and Nikki ASH. I don't remember Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins tag teaming. I genuinely don't. I mean, it must have been so one-off that I guess I'll go Doudrop and Nikki ASH, I guess. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, or the D'Angelo family. D'Angelo family was great, but Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, low-key kind of goated in the women's tag team division, right? Don't they have the most women's tag team championships together? So we're going to go with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for sure. We have Imperium, specifically Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. So really, we are talking about their NXT run. Or Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik. We'll go with Imperium here. I think that's not even close. The Pure Fusion Collective, or MSK. MSK was putting on some absolute heater of matches. So yeah, you know what? I'll go with MSK. I wish we got more out of MSK, but I'll go MSK. Judgment Day, specifically these two Judgment Days, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, or New Catch Republic. Funny enough, they had a match for the World Tag Team titles. I think it was, what was it, Elimination Chamber 2023? Yeah, so we'll go Judgment Day, or 2024. Well, one of those, doesn't really matter. Pretty Deadly, or Alexa Bliss and Asuka. We'll go Pretty Deadly. I barely remember Alexa Bliss and Asuka. They did win tag team gold together, but we'll go Pretty Deadly. Authors of Pain, or Zelina Vega and Carmella. Dude, this is literally news to me. Zelina Vega and Carmella won the women's tag titles? What? Authors of Pain did not have a good 2020. You know, the late run NXT Black and Gold, they were there a little bit, and then they were there with the Messiah Seth Rollins, and then got let go, and then got brought back with the Final Testament, let go again. So whatever, though. I'll go Authors of Pain. Idris and Malik were actually like really solid. They never really got a shot in NXT, if you ask me, but they were both ridiculously talented. But yeah, I guess Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Guys, it's not been a particularly iconic decade for tag teams. Brawling Brutes, or The Miz and John Morrison. Yeah, give me Jomo here for sure. Fraxium or the Meta Girls? Dang, it's actually kind of a shame. Meta Girls were solid, but Fraxium, and it's not even close. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this loud and proud. Fraxium are the greatest NXT Tag Team Champions of all time. I said it, and I don't feel bad about it. LWO's Cruz Del Toro and Joaquin Wilde versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. I'll go. Yeah, I'll go these guys. The Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus Mustache Mountain. Okay, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, they were awesome. Like, they had some absolutely fantastic matches, but it can't be understated, you know, how much the Vision is being pushed on the main roster. So I mean, we got a guy that's beaten Roman Reigns, you know, and then we got Braun Breaker, who's being set up to be the next big thing. So we'll go the Vision. A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, or AJ Styles and Omos. Dude, I forgot about AJ Styles and Omos. I'll go A-Town Down Under, I suppose. Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin. Hey, the precursor of what ended up becoming the Secret Hervis, or Heavy Machinery. Who remembers Otis and Tucker? Well, you know, they're fun, but I will go Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin. The Usos or Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. I don't even remember them tagging. We'll go with the Usos, obviously. I'm sure they'll go pretty deep into this tournament. Jinder Mahal and Shanky, or Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Oh, Shanky. Whatever happened to Veer Mahan, though? You know, like, if we were talking about the Veer Mahan finally coming, then maybe. But Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, sure, we'll go there. Man, a lot of these tag teams are just uninspiring, right? AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, or Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura. I think the thing that these two will always be known for is Rick Boogs just shattering his quad at WrestleMania 38. At least AJ Styles and Dragon Lee won some tag team gold, and they put on insanely good matches. Creed Brothers or the Wolf Dogs? Bro, Wolf Dogs, so good. I love the Wolf Dogs. Creed Brothers, their NXT run was solid, but their main roster run has left a lot to be desired. The Wolf Dogs run was one of the most entertaining things either of these guys have ever done. So we'll go the Wolf Dogs pretty comfortably here. The Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, or Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Yeah, we'll go with the Tongans here. Wyatt 6, specifically Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, or Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Again, dude, all of these things are like blowing my mind. I do not remember Asuka and Charlotte Flair being women's tag team champions. There was a time where the women's tag team division was just like, it barely ever got featured. I guess I'll go Wyatt 6 here. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, or Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. What the I don't remember Sasha and Bianca being a tag team. I remember them feuding. I remember the WrestleMania match, but I do not remember them as a tag team. I guess I'm going to go Bayley and Lyra. Io Sky and Kairi Sane, or Bayley and Sasha Banks. Bayley, Sasha Banks in 2020s isn't particularly the very memorable, but Io Sky and Kairi Sane, sure, we'll go there. Why not? Los Americanos, specifically Bravo and Rayo, or dude, we got to go with the Bang Bus Banger Bros. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, absolutely. Banger after banger after banger. Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, or the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy. I mean, is it even fair to put the Hardy Boys on here? Like, they didn't really have a WWE run. I don't feel like this is, I guess they're counting their 2025 short NXT run. If that's the case, I actually think we need to go Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Yeah, like this shouldn't even be on here. That's not fair, because we shouldn't even count them. We're gonna go Toxic Attraction. They were actually like a really solid tag team and a really powerful faction in NXT. To be fair, I'm gonna go Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. We got the Grizzle Young Vets, or Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH. I forgot this was a tag team. Jesus. I'll go Grizzle Young Vets. Shayna Baszler and Natalia, or Undisputed Era. Come on now. That's the Undisputed Era all day long. OTM, Bronco Nima and Lucian Price, or the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. They ran NXT for a while, and were tag team champions as well. I will go with the Dirty Dogs. Man, going through this already, there were some just not particularly fantastic tag teams in the 2020s. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, Alpha Academy, not even close. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, they might actually go pretty far in this. Hank and Tank, or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I mean, they didn't last very long in their championship run, but my goodness, was it a memorable run, even in the short amount that they had. So I'll go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Judgment Day's Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, or Melodome Miz. I like the Melodome Miz, but they kind of imploded pretty quickly. I'll go Judgment Day girls. Then we have Gallus or Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. I didn't hate this, but I didn't love it either. Gallus? Yeah, I guess I'll go with Gallus. Neither one was particularly an appetizing option. What? When was Shinsuke and Cesaro a tag team? Do you see what I'm talking about? The 2020s tag teams, they were just putting up random people together. To a degree, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso is the same thing. They just two randoms being put together. But I guess it created the Yeet movement for better or for worse. I'll go with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Do you feel him, sir? The Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin or RK Bro. I'm going to go with RK Bro here. They kind of like are one of the few shining spots of like tag teams in the 2020s. Katana Chance and Caden Carter, Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. We'll go with the Party Girls. DIY or Trick Mellow Gang. Oh, this is kind of tough. Trick Mellow Gang wasn't that much of a tag team. It was Carmelo Hayes' singles run with Trick Williams being his sidekick. They weren't really ever a proper tag team together. DIY, they were part of the reinvention of the tag team division. They were part of what revived the tag team division on SmackDown. So I'll go with DIY here in the 2020s. Judgment Day 2.0 or Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I mean, it's a one-off. Fun match against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, but I don't think they should. I mean, I guess they count as a tag team, but I'll go Finn Balor, JD McDonough. Two-time tag team champions, worst tag team championship runs ever, but Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez or Doug, Maximum Male Bottles they're gonna win this. I cannot express to you how much I love this gimmick. All right, Maximum Male Models and Marseille and Mansoir. Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. We're into another round. We're in the round of 64 now, so things are going to move a little bit quicker. I mean, neither one got to do a tremendous amount. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch were great in ring, but Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin were featured a lot more, a main roster and whatnot. You know what? I'll go Chelsea and Piper, I suppose. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez or MSK. This is to me a pretty easy one. Dog, MSK got, if I'm remembering right, MSK were tag team champions and then Nash Carter got released while they were tag team champions. Am I remembering that correctly? But yeah, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, what is it, like 3-4 times tag team champions? Naomi and Sasha Banks, I mean, they'll always be known as the ones that left WWE, right? In amidst of their popularity as women's tag team champions. So Naomi ended up going to TNA, where she had a great run as Trinity Fatu, and of course Mercedes Moné now still doing her thing in AEW. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. These two as a tag team. This was kind of tough. I feel like they ended up ultimately doing a lot more and squeezing more juice out of the Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan storyline and feud. And it like nicely went into Rhea Ripley joining the Judgment Day. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go Rhea and Liv. Yeah, don't ever forget when they, was it Extreme Rules when they came out as like dual Batwomen? Oh yeah, we remember. The crowds remember. Pretty Deadly or Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. This wasn't a tag team, bro. This was Buddy Murphy following Seth Rollins. I'll give this to Pretty Deadly. NXT Tag Team Champions. Come on now. War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, T-Bar. Oh yes, T-Bar and Mace. Who could forget these guys? Yeah, we'll go with the War Raiders. Shout out to Retribution, ladies and gents. Yeah, we'll go with the War Raiders. Logan Paul and The Miz. Yeah, we'll go Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Do you feel them, sir? Judgment Day 2.0 or the Mysterios? You know what? I'll go with the Mysterios, believe it or not. Again, I don't think that the Mysterios were great. I don't think that this did much for Dominic. It was like when they finally broke up, but you needed to have this in order for the breakup to happen and for it to really hit. So I'll go with the Mysterios. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan or the Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, we'll go Undisputed Era here. Wyatt 6 or Bailey and Lyra. We'll go Wyatt 6. DIY or Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I barely remember this. We'll go with DIY here. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee or Grizzle Young Vets. Yeah, we can comfortably go with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, even though they're like brand new. Kabuki Warriors or Los Garzas. This is not even close. Kabuki Warriors might actually go like really deep into this tournament. So yeah, we'll go Kabuki Warriors. High Rise. Yeah, they haven't done a lot with High Rise here. Or the Vision. We'll comfortably go the Vision. Then we have Indashare Sangha and Veer Mahan or Jomo. I mean, what, they got like 2 episodes and then they disappeared and then got released. Yeah, I guess I'll go with The Miz and John Morrison. They were featured in the legendary zombie match, you know. I'm pretty sure The Miz and John Morrison, did they both get eaten alive in that match? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Street Profits or Imperium, I feel pretty comfortable going with the Street Profits. What a shame that they didn't do much with Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser in the tag team division on the main roster. Street Profits, they cooked through NXT and the main roster. A-Town Down Under or Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, not even close. Again, I think Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, unless they run into like one of the heavy hitters like the Usos, I think they're going to go deep in this. They kind of revitalized the women's tag team division. Judgment Days, Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez or Zaruka. I like Zaruka. I'm going to go with Zaruka. I like the dynamic that they've created there. I'm going to go with Zaruka. Secret Hervis or Allies of Convenience. Both are pretty new. They're kind of creations of 2025. We'll go with the Allies of Convenience. They've won some gold. They're very entertaining, featured a lot. Awesome Truth or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I forgot about the reunion of Awesome Truth in 2024. Was that right? In the lead up to WrestleMania 40. We'll go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'll never forget that run. That Mania Night 1 main event, still one of the greatest, maybe the greatest tag team match I've ever seen on WWE programming. So we'll go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. MFTs, Tamatanga and JC Mateo. I love the way that ring announcer Nash says it. Or Candice and Caden. Am I crazy for thinking the Party Girls over Tamatanga and JC Mateo? Am I crazy? Nah, man, we're going to do it. Katana Chance again. Carter, we're moving on, baby. Wolf Dogs or Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Yeah, we'll go Wolf Dogs. Yeah, we'll go Wolf Dogs. We have Dark State. Or the Maximum Male Models. Oh, man, I kind of want to go with the Maximum Male Models. I kind of want to go with the Maximum Male Models. They're just such a ridiculous gimmick. I kind of can't, though. WWE's treating Dark State really seriously. Just this year alone, multi-time tag team champions in NXT. They beat the freaking Hardy Boys. Yeah, we'll go with Dark State. I'm sorry, Mosse and Mansoor. No, okay, this is bullshit. You want to know why this is bullshit? Because these are the 2 best tag teams of the 2020s. Like, I haven't seen all the tag teams in this, but at first glance, all of the tag teams that I've seen, this is maybe 1 and 2. Fraxium, the greatest tag team in NXT history. Again, I'm saying it again. A little bit controversial, but I'm saying it. And then the Usos. Oh my God, the 2020s that they had. Record breakers as tag team champions. They're running the bloodline. This is criminal for Fraxium to be going up against the Usos. I'm going with the Usos. RK Bro or Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Definitely going to go with RK Bro here. Dude, I'm mad that they did Fraxium versus the Usos. The New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Or the Banger Bros, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. This is not an all-time greatest tag teams. This is best tag teams of the 2020s. Best tag teams of the 2020s. And I just don't put best tag team of the 2020s alongside the New Day. They still have done more and lasted significantly more than the Banger Bros. The Banger Bros just had banger after banger after banger. I'm going to go with the New Day, but I want you to be ready for the New Day to not go to the final. I want you to be ready for that because they have not had a particularly memorable last 5 years as a tag team. All right? But they are going to move on here, but I want you to brace and be ready for me to eliminate the New Day sometime within the next couple rounds. Alpha Academy, Otis and Akira Tozawa or Unholy Union. You know what? They should have lasted way longer. The Unholy Union, they were great. Yeah, we're going to go with the Unholy Union there. Toxic Attraction versus Doudrop and Nikki ASH. Again, I don't know when the hell that happened. We'll go Toxic Attraction. Then we have the Tongans versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. That's right. I forgot that this happened. And then this led to the big breakup, the pile driver. This was more so a friendship than it was a tag team, was it not? They did have the big match with the Bloodline, if you remember that. That was fun. Speaking, actually, these are the guys that they basically had the feud with. Whatever, I'll go the Tongans. Io Sky and Kairi Sane or Dirty Dogs. I'll go Dirty Dogs. Sure, I'll go with the Dirty Dogs. Bianca Belair and Naomi or Gallus. Man. Bianca Belair and Naomi were kind of thrusted together because of Jade Cargill's injury. But, man, it was memorable. The storyline that these two put together in the short amount of time that they were tag team champions was more memorable than anything Gallus has done, unfortunately. We'll go with Bianca Belair and Naomi. Damian Priest and Finn Balor or Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. That's right. We'll go with, I think Damian Priest and Finn Balor. They had some fun matches. Steel City Street Fight's one of the best ones that they've had. Motor City Machine Guns, Raging Piss, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin or Authors of Pain. Pretty easy. I'll go Motor City Machine Guns. We're on to the next round, the round of 32. The Tongans or the Wyatt Six. Give me the Tongans. Honestly, give me the Tongans. Zaruka or Bianca Belair and Naomi. I'll go Zaruka here. I feel pretty comfortable there. Pretty Deadly or Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I'll go Pretty Deadly here. The Vision versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Not all day. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez or the Wolf Dogs, Liv and Raquel. I think Liv and Raquel, again, unless they run into one of the heavy hitters, they're going to go deep in this. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee or Allies of Convenience. I think Allies of Convenience is the way to go, kind of purely because they've been a tag team just a little bit longer. War Raiders or Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. I guess we can go War Raiders. Then we have Damian Priest and Finn Balor or the Usos. Come on, that's pretty easy. Definitely going to go with the Usos there. DIY or Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin. DIY. The Miz and Morrison or Cody and Jay. As a tag team in the 2020s, I feel like Cody and Jay did more. Motor City Machine Guns or Undisputed Era. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. The 2020s though, right? If we added like 2019, it's not even close. I'll go Undisputed Era here. Motor City Machine Guns. There's still a lot to be desired there. Dark State or the Dirty Dogs. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable giving this one to Dark State. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus the Party Girls. The Cinderella run of the Party Girls ends here. We're putting through Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. The New Day versus RK Bro. This is what I meant, right? I told you to be ready to have the New Day be eliminated. When I think of teams in the 2020s, I think RK Bro is just a better tag team than the New Day. In the 2020s. Again, in the 2020s. I cannot believe I'm doing this. RK Bro, the New Day's out. Again, if this was an all-time tag team, the New Day probably wins, by the way. But the 2020s for the New Day have not been a particularly memorable first 5 years of a decade for them. Then we have the Street Profits and the Mysterios. I think we can easily go with the Street Profits here. Kabuki Warriors or Toxic Attraction. Yeah, let's definitely go with the Kabuki Warriors here. And now we're on to the round of 16. So we're looking at some heavy hitters here. Street Profits and the Usos. This is these are heavy hitters. These could have gone, both of them would have gone really deep. But the Usos is just a machine. The 2020s for the Usos has just been insane. The Tongans or the War Raiders. Oh, man. You know what? Give me the Tongans. Yeah, give me the Tongans. Man, that run as the Viking Raiders just did not help. Did not help a lot at all. Allies of Convenience or Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Yeah, I'll go Cody and Jay. Zaruka or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. DIY versus the Kabuki Warriors in 2020. Yeah, give me Kabuki Warriors. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Pretty Deadly. Give me Liv Morgan and Raquel. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus RK Bro. This is actually a tough one. I feel like we're kind of getting into like even Stevens territory. But again, I have to just give so much props to Bianca and Jade Cargill for literally reviving a dead division. That's what they did. They made these titles relevant and are kind of where they're at today because of these two. So I'm going to go Bianca and Jade. We are at Dark State versus Undisputed Era. Yeah, give me Undisputed Era. We're in the round of 8. So we're almost done with the video here, folks. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez or Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. I think this is where we got to end the run of the Yeet and give this to Liv Morgan and Raquel. Kabuki Warriors versus the Usos. Yeah, maybe like the most legendary women's tag team, ? Debatable, versus arguably the most iconic tag team men's, also debatable, at least in the 2020s. Usos, give me the Usos. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill or Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Wow. I actually think that this is worth a bit of a deeper conversation. I feel like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were able to do more because they had a longer run together as a tag team and they were an anchor of the entire division. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, on the other hand, were really put together for the sake of paying off a story. And then after this, unfortunately, we have like the injuries that happened and their run really did not last very long. So as a tag team, like in terms of like importance of the 2020s, I look at where the women's tag team titles are today and they're so heavily featured, and it started here at Bianca and Jade. Again, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn WrestleMania Night 1 main event, that storyline can't be topped. It cannot be topped. But as this is some controversial. There's a controversy that I'm going to create. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I just am. Tongans or Undisputed Era. Give me Undisputed Era here. And here we go. The round of 4. Undisputed Era or Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Am I crazy for thinking Liv Morgan and Raquel? Like, the most successful women's tag team ever? Undisputed Era, let's not forget, had multiple iterations of tag teams because you also had Bobby Fish in there, and occasionally you'd throw Adam Cole into the tag team mix. And they were kind of all out of WWE by like the sunset of 2020 and 2021. Yeah, I'm going to go Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And the Usos and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, we're going to go with the Usos. All right, listen, I always knew the Usos were going to be in the final. I did not expect that I was going to have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Here's what I learned in this video. Tag team wrestling in the 2020s has been booty. It's been dog water in WWE. There's so many just like, really? You guys were a tag team type of conversations that we had to have. The answer you knew was going to be the Usos, record-breaking runs in the 2020s as tag team champions, main eventing WrestleMania. Shout out to Raquel and Liv Morgan, most successful women's tag team champions of all time, but it was never close. It was always going to be the Usos. Anyways, that's it. Goodbye. I'm done. Get out of here.